So, the city of Liverpool, a city in the northwest of England, famous for the Beatles and other things like that. And also famous for its football team, or be one of its football teams, Liverpool FC. Everton as well, I'm not forgetting you. And maybe Tranmere, or is that a different place? I don't know. Anyway, Liverpool FC, football club, just won the Premier League, the top division of English football, right? So for any of the Americans watching, that's what that sort of is. And when I say football, I mean proper football and not like egg throwy football, which isn't really football, and it's not you're not the world champions if you win and you're just from America. That doesn't make fucking sense. Anyway, right. They won the Premier League, and as is tradition, you do an open-top bus celebration to celebrate the fact that you've won a trophy, right? Fantastic. Should have been a day of pure celebration and joy for the people of the city. Unfortunately, didn't quite go entirely that way. It was still mostly that, but unfortunately, this will be the thing it's probably remembered for. Thankfully, there is blurring on this, so you don't see anything too terrible, but there was what was thought initially to be maybe some terrorism, but it seems very much not to be the case now. Yes, a car snuck into the crowd lining the streets to celebrate the Premier League win, and drove a load of people down. It's all fucking grim, man.
Hundreds of thousands of people had gathered in the city centre to celebrate Liverpool FC's Premier League victory on Monday evening, when a car ploughed through the crowds. This is the route of the parade. The incident took place near the end of the route, on a street just off it, at just after 6 p.m. This is one of the earliest videos we've identified. It shows the grey Ford car surrounded by people. The car reverses and makes contact with a person in a raincoat. One person punches and kicks the vehicle. Another joins in too, before the car reverses into him. The car then speeds forward along Dale Street.
See, this is why it sort of seems like it was probably the driver freaked out, and sort of sped away. The problem with that is, why are you there in the first place? Why the fuck did you drive in behind an ambulance into an obviously crowded area? This wasn't it wasn't a surprise street party. It wasn't a flash mob that was taking place here. It was very, very well signposted that this was an area where you were going to have a fucking street parade. Your car isn't welcome. There was literally a roadblock in place, which was temporarily released so that they could allow one ambulance through because someone was needed treating by an ambulance. And the prick snuck in behind him. You don't get to freak out in that situation, because if you do, it might be a bit... it might be a kind of attempted murder situation. Thankfully, as of this point, nobody has died in this, but there might be some very severe injuries, unfortunately.
The car drives off. The man who had been reversed into throws an object towards the car, appearing to smash its rear windscreen. A different video taken at the same time shows people shouting at the driver. Someone opens the driver's door, and the driver briefly comes into view as the car begins to accelerate. The next series of videos we've identified shows the Ford now about 700 feet, 215 metres, onto the connecting Water Street, trying to drive through the crowd. Several people are striking the car as it still attempts to get through. It then speeds up, hitting several people and knocking them to the ground. From a higher angle, you can see people trying to move out of the way, as the Ford swerves and plows
on top of
into
it?
people.
What the fuck?
The car comes to a stop and is rapidly surrounded by fans. Police move in to try to...
Honestly, the driver's lucky he didn't get fucking killed. He's lucky he didn't get lynched, honest to God.
...control the situation. Different videos show the unfolding chaos. Several police officers can be seen trying to keep an angry crowd from getting to the driver. A few open the door of the car and reach inside. People desperately try to lift up the car to free the person trapped beneath it. Police officers pull out the driver, and those who've been injured are attended to. This video then appears to show someone being bundled into a police van as officers try to keep screaming people away. The investigation into what happened is still ongoing, and there are many unanswered questions. Dozens have been injured in this incident, including 4 children, according to the authorities. What was meant to be a moment of celebration has turned to horror.
Absolutely fucking mad shit. Mad shit. Okay, so, in terms of the reasons that this happened, the intentions of the driver, etc., etc., as of this point are unknown. And this is one of the reasons that I don't often talk about, this isn't terrorism, but public casualty events in the immediate aftermath. You'll rarely see me comment on an actual, like, a terrorism event, or like this, or a train crash or some shit like that in the immediate few days afterwards, other than to comment on people's reaction to it sometimes, which, by the way, keep a pin in that for a second. Because we don't really know what the fuck's going on. We don't know the details, we don't even know this bloke's name, we have no idea what the hell this is about, and so speculating on it is sort of pointless, and in the cases of instances where there are mass deaths, it seems frankly fucking inappropriate to do so. But, you know, doesn't stop a lot of people, of course, because it's very clickbaity, isn't it? The guy in question, what we do know of him, and that's what will become relevant in a second, is that he's been arrested on what is currently suspicion of attempted murder of what is thought to be 11 people so far, and also under suspicion of driving whilst unfit through drugs, which is a very strange way of wording it, but apparently that's the legal expression. So basically, they think he might have been under the influence of illicit substances. We don't know what those substances are, but there you go. And dangerous driving offences, because, you know, he definitely did drive into people. You just saw it. So, that's what we know about the guy so far. But there is also one intriguing extra fact that we know about the individual who has been arrested on, for the time being, suspicion of having driven a car into loads of people. And that being that as the Merseyside Police, which is the police force in question, released a tweet and indeed a statement last night, as of yesterday. Where are we? No. There we go, the 26th of May, so yesterday, so about 24 hours ago is the day. And they say, we would ask people not to speculate on the circumstances surrounding tonight's incident on Water Street in Liverpool city centre. We can confirm the arrest of a 53-year-old white British man from the Liverpool area. That's an intriguing added extra. The word white has been added there. Curious. Now, they wouldn't necessarily reveal that kind of data in the immediate aftermath. It certainly hasn't been common practice in recent times, for any number of different reasons. Firstly, the person isn't guilty of anything yet, and so revealing personal details is potentially unnecessary, and data protection issues and all the rest of it. Also, revealing too much about the person can potentially prejudice an ongoing investigation and potential prosecution. So, like, they try and keep information to a minimum. But we've seen, in recent times, a number of these instances go by, and the sense of disinformation being the key factor around forming the narrative of what this thing is far more important than the truth can be. I bring your minds back a little under a year ago to the riots in Southport, following a black guy killing, I think it was 3 white children, albeit the race of the individuals weren't necessarily the issue at play, but it was suspected that the guy was a Muslimic because he was a black guy from, I forget where the fuck he was even from, somewhere in Africa. It doesn't really matter. And so the narrative was spread that this was a Muslim, this is a terrorist attack, blah, 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 blah. Wasn't fucking true. But it didn't matter. Andrew Tate spread it, and then Nigel Farage started spreading it. And Nigel Farage is probably going to be Prime Minister in a few years. What a fucking cursed timeline. Anyway, so they revealed the fact that this guy is a white guy. Now, that in of itself isn't the end of the world. Except if you're a right-winger, in which case it is the worst thing ever, because of course they didn't want the guy to be white. They wanted him to be a black guy, or a brown guy, ideally a brown guy with a beard like this, who would, you know, potentially go on and be found out to be a Muslimic infidel, doing the Muslimic ray guns, etc., etc. And for any new people here at the video, the beard doesn't define Muslimness. I'm not a Muslim. I know you're going to accuse me of being one, or possibly even a secret Jew, depending on exactly how fucking Nazi you scumfucks are, but whatever. Have your fun in the comment section, I'll just delete them, you pricks. Right. Julia Hartley Brewer is the example I've pulled up, but you can go to basically any of these right-wing griftoid accounts, and they're all saying the exact same thing. She says, absolutely horrific scenes in Liverpool of people being mowed down with many injured. Yeah, so horrific that you didn't feel it necessary to, like, show any sympathy or condolences to any of the victims? No, of course not. The police have given out information about a driver very quickly. We can only wonder why he was given we are given prompt details about some criminal suspects, but not others. So, the idea here that they only ever reveal when it's a white guy. Presumably because, the police are anti-white, despite being 98% white guys and some of the most racist cunts in the fucking country. Yeah, naturally. Anyway, it's the idea about why do they always find it so difficult to have police to police fascist events. It's because, they've all taken time off to go on the fascist fucking march, Anyhow, yes, Julia Hartley Brewer and her ilk, these fucking scumbags. There's a very simple reason why they revealed that this guy is white. It's because, as I alluded to earlier, you evil bastards have made a cottage industry out of lying in every instance, including this one, where before it was revealed that he was a white guy, people were out on the internet saying it was a Muslim. It was definitely a Muslim, it had to have been a Muslim, and it had to have been terrorism. You do this every fucking time. It happened with the Southport events, right? Where you ghoulishly, intellectually masturbated over the corpses of those 3 fucking girls in Southport, because that's exactly what you fucking cunts did. And then you started raiding the Greggs in solidarity with dead white children, or something. That's why they reveal it. You have forced them into that situation by constantly lying in every instance, including this one. So if you want to point the finger in any direction, do so whilst looking in the fucking mirror. Because it's you that's the problem here. It's you that have caused this situation. Your disinformation machine has created the necessity for the very thing you are now whinging about. So maybe stop lying, and then we wouldn't have a problem. But then if you stopped lying, you wouldn't have a job, would you?